let's see, where was I? Okay, so oh, I was looking at things like Carlos user has read write access to these folders, read only to these, and read nothing. Denied access to that. And then these are users that are going to be treated as folders or shares. So I have to deny access to like they can't see anything. They're blind. These guys are blind to themselves and to the top guys. That's why if there's 8 people here, then there'll be 8 people there. You could say. That's the denied access folder. Oh, and then I looked at this column. That's the quotas. And then I looked at the quotas here. Oh, I got kicked out. So there's the password. I get logged back in. So there I have the 4 users with they're in alphabetical order, so I don't have them in alphabetical order in the spreadsheet, so they get scrambled a little bit here. This is actually the correct way, but the important thing is that this one and this one are the users that I actually want. You know what? What? I just thought of something. It's kind of redundant. I just thought of something. It's kind of redundant for these users that aren't really users from here to here to get any quota. So I'm gonna put for from here to there, I'm gonna put 0. Oh, you know what I'm gonna put? I'm gonna remove the last 0 and put a 0 in front. Instead of calling it 20,000, I'm gonna call it 80,000. Okay. So no. ¿Aló?
Jairito ya no me contesta, pero no, pide el XL. Ya más adelante miramos, pide el XL.
¿Y si sale muy apretadito?
No, pues ahí lo devolvemos lo que sea, pero no. Pide el XL.
Ok.
Bueno.
Ok.
Pasa.
Bueno.
Estoy preocupada con este WhatsApp.
Entonces ordeno eso. Que llegue a la casa de Silvia y Bertacilia.
Sí, señor.
Que llegue con el nombre Livia Cifuentes o algo así.
No, mejor Silvia. Y yo le digo a Silvia porque me da susto que de pronto no lo entreguen, o yo no sé.
Ok. Hágale pues.
Hágale pues. Así quedamos. Chao,
Bueno.
y gracias, que te rinda. Después hablamos, bye.
Bye. Okay, so I'm replacing the amounts See, I replaced the amounts. Mm-hmm. So I selected everything and then I control V. I had hit control C to copy. Now I'm gonna paste what I copied in here with a control V there. So what I did was the users that I'm actually going to treat like shares, they don't need 20 gigs. I'm gonna give them 80 kilobytes. That's practically nothing, right? So I'm gonna save it. 80 kilobytes. That's less than a megabyte, right? Okay, that's like 0.08 megabytes, right? So I'm going to resubmit. Now notice that Alvaro share has got how much for quota? 19.53 gigabytes. So I'm going to I'm going to submit the overwrite. Don't forget to overwrite. I'm going to submit the same file, but this time the difference is that before I put every user to have a quota of 20,000 megabytes. And look, when I put it puts a 0, that's because the amount I gave it is less than a megabyte. So I put less than a megabyte for all the users that I'm gonna treat like shares. Treat like shit. Treat like shares. I'm gonna treat. I'm not giving them anything in terms of quotas. So remember that Alvaro user should still have 20 gigabytes. You see the 20 gigabytes? It's 19 gigabytes. 19.53 gigabytes. You see it? Right there. 19.5 gigabyte. For the user, Alvaro user. But Alvaro share, I don't want Alvaro share to be a user. So, oh wow, look at that. No limit. It gives it no limit. That's no good. So that means that maybe it is better to let's try let's put this number back in here. So that's 20,000 is 20,000 megabytes. So I'm going to put bring it down to 20 megabytes. Well, to make it, oh man. Oh, it thinks it's time. No, no, make it 8000. So I'm going to copy and paste all the way down. Well, I think if I grab these two. I can't do it. Let's see. Escape. Now let's see if I can do it. Okay. Oh, shit. It puts it as time. I don't want time. Let's see. Data. General. Text. Text. I put 20 0 0. Okay, that's the way it should be. And then now maybe I could use this shift key. Then I go Control C. Then switch over to the file and paste it there. Control V. All right, that's interesting. It managed to put it all in one line, no word wrapping, and then save it. Okay, now go back to uploading it. So last time I got no limit. I don't want no limit. I want it to be a definite amount. So I want to select, open, same file, but I changed a little data on it. So for Alvaro share, say quota 20. That's 20 megabytes, so that's good. Apply. So I hope this helps somebody out there. So let's see. Alvaro user got 20 gigabytes, but Alvaro share got 20 megabytes. So it's working. And let's see, Alvaro share, I want to deny access to everything. That's right. But Alvaro user, I want to give him access to his folders. His Alvaro user folder, his Alvaro share folder, which he shares to everyone else, and his ops and the ops folder, because all the ops people are gonna manage it, and the ops share folder. But I want him to have read-only access to Finn share and Carlos share. Those are managed by others. The others is, for now, Carlos share. He's managing Carlos share and Finn share and Finn folder and Carlos user. Okay. And from the shares point of view, let's see if I want to see who gets to look at Alvaro share folder. Obviously Alvaro gets to see it and write to it. Carlos gets to see it but can't write to it. And these guys all the way down, they can't do anything about it because they're not users. So when I go into look at shares profile, the only users that can can get anything out of that share are these two, this guy and that guy. Okay. So that means that I did stage 1 correctly, but stage 2 I want to keep the same amount. So from 3 to 8, I want to set from rows 3 to 8. Oh, I'm trying to get to G. Oh, here it is. I gotta set this as text. Otherwise, it might think it's a time. So from 3 to 8, I'm going to set this as 20. So I want to copy and paste. Oh. Oh, 3 to 8. 3 to 8. Oh, gosh. So I want to do the same thing for from 12 to 18. All right, so I go here. Oh, go from 12 to 18. There we go. Okay, I got it. Save it, right? Yeah, it's automatically saving. But now I want to go all the way up to the top. Control C. Go over to the file. Where is it? It's not available. It's over here somewhere. Stage 2. There it is. This open it big. Stage 2. I want that's the 18 users. Okay. Save. Okay, the only thing I didn't touch anything except I changed for the users that I don't want anyone accessing with a password acting like, so I want them to be shares instead of users. I made them access denied. What I did was I changed the for users. I changed the value of of their quota to 20 megabytes in the big import file. This got 18 users, which aren't all users. There's only 5 users actually, main users. So that means out of those 18, 16? No, from 3 to 8, 5, 10. 10 of the 18, I think, or something like that. Wait a minute. Let me take a look at it again. What did I do? I went from 3 to 8. I want from 3 to 8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then from 12 to 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6 and 7, 13. Okay, so 13 of them I made the quota. I reduced the quota from 20 gigabytes to 20 megabytes. So here's what I did. So one that everybody before had 20 gigabytes that I reduced 13 of them to 20 megabytes. I reduced it by a thousandfold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 users. Oops. Right? Because in other words, anybody that has the name share or folder, I made them like not be real users. They're gonna be treated like they're going to be treated like shares instead of users. So so notice that here I only have how many users do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. Let's see if I can do it this way. 1. Oh, I can't go down. 2, 3, 4, 5. Fin folder. 6, 7, 8. I have 8 pseudo users, could I say? But the real users are this guy and that guy. They get the accessibility. Everyone else is denied access. So I did in actuality, I out of those 8 I put 2 as users. I'm going to do the same thing but with a larger file. Instead of having 8, I'm going to have 18. Is that correct? 18. Yeah, it goes down to 18. See? 18. And out of those 18, the real users are gonna be, I could highlight them. There's that one. That one. That one. That one. And that one. So I used to have 2 users primary users. Now I've added 3 more primary users for a total of 5 primary users. And I used to have, with these two, I used to have these, and change color. These were the original shares. Those are the original shares. The original 6 shares, even though 2 of them are called folder. I've added another let's give the oops. Let's give these a different color. Maybe a darker. Okay, so the light green is the original 2 shares, and the dark green is 3 additional. No, the light green is the original primary users, and now I'm adding 3 additional primary users, and they're in dark green. And the light beige is the original shares and folders. Now I'm adding these. I'll give them another color. Ooh. No. I'm gonna give them another color. Let's see, what color should I give them? There. So there they are. So the top 2 are the original stage 1, and then I add these are users, the primary users, and those are primary users. So I went from 2 primary users to 5 primary users. 2 and 3 is 5. That's the new primary users. And I went from 6 shares to 13 shares, because this is 7 new shares. So I more than doubled. I went from 8 to 18. So why go through that? Why is that important? Oh, because now I'm going to add them here. See, there's only 8 of them here. And the file that I used to add them is this stage 1. See, only 8 rows, 8 lines. I had to pass it through twice to get it to work, and it worked. So now I'm gonna import this file, which is more than doubled in size, not only in lines, but in width, because each column has expanded because of the interconnectedness. So now I'm going to, okay, I've saved it. That's what I'm going to import now. This is stage 2 of the import process. So I'm going to import the large file right here. Right there. Click. Import users. Next. Overwrite. That's very important. Select stage 2. There's stage 2. And there it is. Open. It's ready to be imported. Import user list stage 2. It's going to add maybe 60% more. It's loading. Okay, so this is the long list. It's got 18 users, but 5 of them are the actual primary users. The others are just shares. See, you can tell which ones are the just shares because they all have the same password. That's the password. Oh, maybe I should change the password to just share or share only. Doesn't matter. But for example, any one of these shares that I select, the quota is going to be 20 megabytes. And also notice that the denied access, those shares of 20 megabytes, they're gonna get denied everything. Okay. However, the ones that say user, like this one, is different. It gets 20,000 megabytes. And they get to read write to themselves and a few other shares. Okay, now I'm ready to apply. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you that. I was showing you that a user like Camilo user gets 20 gigabytes and gets read write to his own self and to his share and to a folder and to a share of by the same name of as that folder. The difference between ops folder and ops share is that only he can see ops folder and other ops people can see that folder. But ops share, the people that aren't ops people can see that folder, but they can't write to it. Okay. Now I'm going to apply. I'm ready to apply. There are no errors. Okay, so it's updating. I will run this twice. Maybe I don't have to run it twice. But when I look at see this Alvaro user, it's showing that the new created shares and stuff is pale, so there's no access to the newly created stuff. It went from 8 to 18, so the 10 newly created things, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, the newly created folders have no configuration yet, and I could check in other places. That was in a user. There's the, let's see, but let's check this again. Oh, and look, it pushed everything to denied access. So I'm gonna run it again. Remember that the two users used to have things going like this. Now they all went to the right. In this column, the right is denied access. So it pushed everything to deniability. So, but that can be fixed. That's a temporary uh, setting that it goes to for some reason. So if I run the same file again, it should fix it. It did for using 8 lines, 8, but now I'm using 18. So when I used 8, I ran it twice and it fixed it. So the same thing, I'm going to run it twice and see if it fixes it. So I'm running, stage 1 was using 8 users and shares. Stage 2 is going to use 18 users and shares. It's going to more than double. I already ran it once. Then I'm running it again. Here's the second time I run it. Okay. Wow, that was quick. It loaded them up. They're loaded and ready to go. This is the second pass. So I hope to see some improvement. So when I go here, I should see some improvement. Nope, I don't see improvement. So I'm going to run it again. See, maybe it takes 3 passes to get it to work. Let's see. Nope. Let's see. Nope. So, what have I learned from this exercise? Oh, okay. I have an idea. Maybe this calls for going from 8 to 18. Maybe what I have to do is not overwrite. So there's something I'm going to do next time, I think. Is in the first stage, I run it twice to get it correct. In the second stage, I'm going to select not overwrite. Do not overwrite. So when I do that, we'll have to see. That's interesting. When I do that, it will I suspect it will not overwrite and mess up what worked. So maybe what I have to do is subtract the lines that I don't want to get messed up. That will be the users. So Instead of the 8, I run it twice and it's perfect. Then the next stage, I have 18, but I don't want it to mess up the top 2 that are primary users. So I remove the users that are already in there correctly. So instead of submitting 18 lines, I'll submit the 16 lines. I'll remove the top 2 lines, which are the primary users that got set up correctly. And by doing that, it's adding shares. That's what I'll do. But you know what that means? That means I have to go through manually deleting 18 shares. It'll be more than 18 that I have to delete. To delete, I have to go in here. That's why I figured, oh, maybe it's better to reformat the drive, but that takes a long time. So I have to go through these, right? And delete. That's 1. And wait until it updates. That's 2. And so on. I can't select all of them. I don't think so. Nope, I can't select. It's gotta be one at a time. So I'm deleting shares. Let's see. I wonder if I delete. See, there's a user here. If I go, but it's considered a share. But if I go to share users and delete that same one on the user side, I wonder if it'll delete it on the share side. Let's see. So I'll go back to the share side. No, it didn't delete it on the share side. So that means that if there's 18 shares and in the share side and 18 users in the user side, and I have to delete a total of 36. So delete. So can you imagine how long that's gonna take? There's no way that I know of to make it faster. Maybe using my fingers faster. Like this. Ding, ding, ding. Ding, ding, ding. Faster than the mouse. I think. Let's see if I can do it faster with the mouse. No, I think it's a little slower with the mouse. Unless you're very good with mouse work. Oh, I know what. If you go to mouse settings. Is it here? Change how far mouse. Is it here? Change mouse settings. Additional mouse options. Let's see. Oh. It does automatically move the pointer to the default button in a dialog box, but it's not doing it here because maybe this is not considered a dialog box. But I think it's quicker this way. Don't you think? Hmm. 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 Well, it wasn't too bad using my finger, so I deleted everything. So now I'm going to import users. Ah, I get an idea.